Welcome to the conversation. For those of us that worked our way through Poppy Playtime, we have already experienced the anxiety-inducing buildup to the heart-pumping excitement of the climax of this game. Though short for a first chapter, clocking in at only about 30 minutes if you crawl your way through each part of the factory, it is packed full of lore and story pieces. In this video, we will put theory to the side and focus on some of the facts that we have already learned so far about the factory, Poppy, and what really happened in this nightmare factory. Don't worry, I got a few more videos planned to review some theories I have and a video or two about Huggy and Poppy. But first, let's talk about 5 facts we know about Poppy Playtime. Oh, and just an obvious warning, there will be spoilers in this video. You've been warned. Number 1. The setting. The basis of every good story starts with covering the where and when. The where is Playtime Co.'s factory, located in the Midwest USA by the looks of this poster about the Adopt an Orphan program, which we will get back to shortly. The company was first established in the early 1960s by Elliot Ludwig, who developed the Make-A-Friend machine and created the first Poppy doll. From there, many new toys were made to delight children of all ages, including Candy Cat, Boogie Bot, and Huggy Wuggy, their most popular toy to date. Huggy was first released in 1984, and a Miss Huggy Wuggy, a pink version of the original, was either released or set to release sometime in the future. We see a painting on the walls of a pink version, as well as a pink version seen in a poster, but that could have been a teaser for a new toy that was not released yet. At some point in the mid to late 1980s, definitely after 1984, but it's unclear on the exact year, the employees mysteriously disappeared and the factory was shut down. 10 years later, the player returns to the factory and tries to figure out what went wrong. Beyond being an ex-employee, there is very little evidence of who we are playing. However, the game does introduce us to a few interesting and potentially important characters. Number 2. People of note. First, there is a man named Laith Pierre, the head of innovation at Playtime Co. We hear his voice in the security VHS tape. That's the big green cassette-looking tape that goes into the video player, for my younger audience that doesn't remember these. He seems to imply that he was part of the team that decided to use Huggy as a death machine. But I have my doubts. We'll get back to those. What we know about Laith is he seems to be a gruff man, not very empathetic towards others, and seems more of a businessman than a toy designer. His name also appears on a poster advising employees not to hide behind doors and scare him specifically. Find it quite telling that his name appears on a code of conduct poster for employees, rather than just ensuring that all employees are not jump scared in the first place. I look forward to learning more about him. Another character that we meet is Stella, an employee that is being interviewed for a job at the toy factory. Her answers are what you'd expect from a potential employee, wanting to make toys to make kids happy. However, the answer turns a bit darker.
But your body just gets older and older, and then you die. Poof! Human bodies just can't stay young forever. There's things though, like some trees that can stay alive even while being way older than the person. I mean, the oldest people to ever live are still younger than those. So I guess everyone is always young relative to something, right?
At this point, we are unsure what department Stella was going into, but based on what theory the game seems to be pushing towards, it seems that she is a good fit for the innovation team. Some other characters we meet are 2 warehouse workers complaining about boxes, and an unnamed scientist who is doing experiments on something that is causing the pain of others.
The same mistake won't be made twice. Any future experiments will need to be contained and disposed of in a secure location.
We don't know too much about them yet, but if they are going to be important or if their tapes are just there to send a message instead is still unclear. We will get back to these VHS tapes later in the video, or in future videos. For now, let's take a look at the most ambitious philanthropic program I have ever seen at a business. Number 3. The Orphans. Playtime Co. made toys, so it made sense that they would care about the well-being of children, their target consumers. However, it seems that the company went further than donating money to charities to help children. Playtime actually supported an Adopt an Orphan program, recruiting foster and adoptive parents from their own staff. Employees who took part in the program received additional benefits. My guess would be a bit of extra pay to cover the increased costs of taking care of another human being. This program, though great on the surface, leads to some concerning questions, but I'll leave that to my theory videos. However, the company may have been running an actual orphanage, not connecting parents from within their company with established charities that assist in such things. In the orange VHS tape, we hear some employees express that the items for the orphans were taking up much needed room in the warehouse.
Exactly. Nobody in this stupid company knows what they're doing. Oh, I swear, I haven't seen a single box in its place since they started flooding the storehouse with orphanage junk.
Right.
I get it. It's a nice program and all, on brand, but it's just hard to be happy about it when manufacturing's on our necks about it, because we can't find stupid hockey boxes.
I'm sure we will learn more about the orphan program and what the company was doing to or for these kids in later chapters. For now, it just seems strange. Number 4, toys and technology. As I stated before, I believe that the company shut down in the mid to late 1980s. However, the company was making technological advances that were far beyond their time. Whether they were supernatural or not is for theory videos, but let's look at the facts. First, the grab pack. This portable, wearable tool was used for almost everything in the company, it would seem. The warehouse would use it to move boxes from high places. Mechanics would use them to repair power connections and machinery that would be hard to reach, and even security needed them to open doors. It's unclear if employees, such as the innovation team, would really need them, but these puppies were probably quite common for all employees. Other than that, the company made the Make-a-Friend machine to make the toys, something that was cutting edge back in the 1960s when it was first developed. More on this monstrosity later. And a section focusing on the technology of the company wouldn't be complete if we didn't mention the toys. Poppy, of course, was a technological marvel, allowing her to hold a full conversation with a child back in the 1960s. That's some Furby-level creepiness 30 years before its time. There's also BoogieBot, a little green robot who seems to dance and play music, but who knows what else it was capable of. Another toy that graced the shelves of the gift shop was Candy Cat, a cat that appears to hawk up candy. Don't know about you, but that seems disgusting and dangerous for kids that have cats at home. Two other toys that we don't really see boxes for are Brawn the Dino. We find his pieces throughout the factory though. And some cat-like animal with small wings that would never help her fly. We will discuss the toys, particularly Poppy and Huggy, in future videos. For now, let's talk about the last fact we know about Poppy Playtime. Number 5. Horrible things happened here. I know what you're thinking. That's the most obvious fact in this whole darn list, isn't it? I mean, it's a horror game about toys. Well, if I'm going to cover the facts we know about the game, we should cover even the obvious ones. We know that the company was closed down after the employees mysteriously disappeared, which is creepy on its own, as we get a letter from an employee appearing in crayon stating that they are still inside. But once inside, we find blood leaking from every dismantled toy we see. Even Huggy leaks a blood-like fluid when he hits the pipes on the way down after his epic chase sequence. Beyond the toys being suspiciously terrifying, the grab packs had the potential to remove an employee's head. Safety features were apparently not high priority for this company. And though there is no proof that anything bad happened to the orphans that the company was trying to help, I can't help but think that maybe the company had something to do with these orphans losing their parents. Well, now we're getting into theory. That's for a different video. Facts only, please. I think we should wrap it up here. It's clear that we learned a lot in the first chapter of this game, especially since, again, it's only 30 minutes long. But man, do we have a lot to use going forward. My next video will be centered around Poppy herself. What she is, what makes her uniquely terrifying, and what theories I have about her so far. If you like this video and want to see more, be sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Now, did I miss something extremely important? Are any of my takes or facts unfounded? Did you see one of the facts listed in a different way? Please share in the comments below so I can read them. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.